Well, good morning, good morning. It's Rach here, an award-winning award writer with the awards people. And guess who's on the sofa of success today? Mr. Handsome. I told him not to look glamorous and gorgeous. What happens? He turns up with a haircut and looking fabulous, and that blooming tan.
Looking tired.
Yeah. If that's tired, I want to look tired. This is Russell. He's come all the way over from Derby. I know. Fought your way out of Derby.
Fought my way through Leicester traffic.
Yeah. We always criticise a different city, don't we? So Russell, why don't you introduce yourself and your company? Save me from making a mistake.
No problem.
Tell our viewer, tell my mum, who you are and what you do.
Hi, Richard's mum. So I'm Russell. I'm the Managing Director of Greenborough Management. We're a business growth consultancy, I guess is probably what we'd call ourselves this week. We've been around for about 15 years. We've operated in all of that time around the area of business support, helping young, small, ambitious, dynamic businesses to grow. I guess if I had to say what our area of specialism was, it would be around finding the right funding for the right business at the right time. But we're much more generic than that. When we diss ourselves, we call ourselves jack of all trades, master of very, very little. But in the business support world, it's about knowing a man or a woman who can, and that's what we do really well, I think.
He's far too modest. He's probably one of the biggest brains that I know and incredibly well connected. But combine that with the generosity of spirit. There's few like you, actually, pal. And actually, when I was doing your first award and we were sending over testimonials, or your lovely lady Amy was from the office, some of the stuff that you've done, the companies that you've worked with and the support that you've given has given them incredible growth. Do you want to touch on a couple of those?
Yeah, sure. The case in point where we first, I think, identified there was an opportunity for us to talk about us for a change rather than talking about our clients was a company called Beauty Boulevard, who you may remember having been on Dragon's Den about 18 months ago. Two very bright, very engaging ladies. One's a hairdresser, one's a beautician. They developed a new product called Glitter Lips, started wearing it around the salon. People started saying, where can we buy it? So they started developing a bit of a cottage industry in a small, well, literally a cubbyhole above a baker's in Lincoln. Came to us and said, help, we've been asked to appear on Dragon's Den. Can you coach us? Can you mentor us? Can you support us? We spent days, weeks, months, it felt like, trying to help them, trying to coach them, trying to give them some confidence. You've met them, they're lovely ladies, they're very, very engaging, but they're also quite dismissive of their own business skills. And
really?
we didn't do
you just have to
perchance. We didn't really do anything particularly technical, just lifted their awareness of actually what they do know and how far they've come and give them that bit of confidence. And then we tested them. We put them through a kind of fake Dragon's Den style process. I channeled my best Duncan Bannatyne, asked them the miserable questions, asked them all the things that they really didn't want to have to answer. Right the way to the point that at 6 o'clock one morning in May, I think it was last year, I got a phone call to say the taxi's just come to pick us up from our hotel in Salford and we're being filmed. That went really well. They were one of the featured acts, which is what we wanted to get them to do. Dragon's Den was about PR, it's not about investment. As a result of that, then we helped them spring their PR, got them an investor, got them a business support contract so that someone else can take away all the grotty bits of running a business, like the logistics, like the distribution, like the packaging, like the human resources, like the finance, and let the ladies do what they do best, which is design, develop products and sell it. And they've gone like that, absolutely brilliantly. Another young company we're working with, a company called Tended, based in Lincoln, a young guy called Leo Scott Smith, approached us about a year ago. He's got a concept for a product that looks a little bit like a Fitbit, but it's very focused on lone workers and private individuals who are doing solo activities, so horse riders, cyclists, long distance runners, anybody who can get themselves into a tricky situation remotely and on their own. And they are just about, I mean literally just about, to receive a significant slug of equity investment.
Wow.
We've been working with Leo and his team of 15, as they've now grown to.
Good grief.
For the last year, and really, really confident that they will be the next big thing for Lincoln and Lincolnshire. So yeah, we bask in the glory of the success of our clients, I guess, is what we do best.
Yeah, but you also play a significant part in the finessing of stories, or the coaching around the business development. You know, investors don't put money in easily in any economic environment. A fall in their money is soon parted, but you know, there's not many investors who are fools.
No, true. I guess what we do is we help businesses bring to the surface all the good stuff that they've got that they don't know they've got. You know, there's a cliche in our world that if businesses buy from people, then investors invest in people. And what we do is we give those people the confidence, the toolkit at the tip of their fingers, so that when they're talking to investors, they can come up with the right answers at the right time. It's not rocket science, but it's stuff that we've learned over, I guess, 15 years that we can impart, and we love doing what we do. You know, yes, we do it for money, but actually, I think we do it for more than money. I think we do it because it's what keeps us fresh, what keeps us energized, and stops the kind of work we do get boring.
Well, I mean, whilst there's obviously huge differences between your business and the awards people, there are some similarities that strikes me, and that is about being passionate about business and growing business and seeing those businesses grow and playing your, in my case, very small part, but in yours more significant part, in seeing those businesses grow. And I get a real kick out of that. It's just to be able to help that business, one, understand how unique they are and the story they've got to tell and how special that is, and then to see that recognised through either peers or judges or whichever the process is. That's great. And then to see them reap the rewards of a really successful awards strategy that then helps them to grow, attract more either investment or more sales or more people or retain their people, whatever their strategy is. That's just great. And it struck me when we talked, we go back a few years, but when we talked about your business, yeah, now, when we talked about your business, that I just wanted people to know that there are businesses like yours out there that are open for business, that do want to encourage business to grow, and that there are some great stories out there, because we keep hearing this negative BS out there at the moment. But there are some great stories out there. There really are. And you're working with some of them, I'm working with some of them. And it's about getting those out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the conversation that you and I had 6 months ago opened our eyes to awards as a means of marketing. As I said, we've been around for about 15 years. I think the marketing that we would have allocated to spend in that category is probably a couple of £100 on stationery and a few £100 on websites, none of which were particularly great. You opened our eyes to the option of using awards as a means of promoting what we do. And as you say, you know, you do in the awards concept what we do in the investment concept. And that's bring out the best in people and let them showcase it. And to date, it's very early days, but to date, that's been really good for us. We've got some massive hit on our social media. Our hits on our website, our hits on Facebook, our likes on LinkedIn have absolutely gone through the roof. Which has scared the pants off Amy, because she doesn't now know what to do with it all.
I'm sorry, Amy.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, and it's been great. And you're right. You do something very similar to what we do. There is no rocket science per se, but it's nurturing, it's coaching, it's drawing out of people the bits that are the best, that show people the best face.
Because it still surprises me when I talk to seemingly incredibly confident businessmen and businesswomen. It's not a gender thing, I don't think. Incredibly confident in what they do, and then you talk about, in my case, awards, and there's nothing that special about what we do. We're quite good at what we do, but like this British modesty, hiding your light under a bushel thing, you would not be in business for 15 years in your case, or whatever in other clients' cases, unless you were blooming good at what you do. There is very thin lines between being in business and being not in business. Whether that's the big B word that keeps bumming around,
we're not going to mention that.
Or recession, or whatever, anything that can happen to a business. You don't stay in business unless you're at the top of your game, and yet people are very modest about what they do, and you're one of them.
It's a cultural thing, absolutely. Physician Hill, thyself, I think in our case, you use the kind of modesty and the Britishness. When you talk about awards, we use it all the time. So I coach businesses a lot of the time on how to pitch for investment, whether that's Dragon's Den style or a conversation like this with a potential investor. And my experience, particularly of this part of the world, and I mean this part of England as well as being in the UK, is it's quite difficult to get people to be confident asking for money. You get a lot of people doing that. Well, I'm trying to raise £50,000 for my startup. You go to the States and people shout about it. You go to the States and people are, they'll walk into a bar and tell everybody that's what they're doing. They'll walk into the changing room or the locker room at their gym and they'll talk about it. In the UK, but particularly if you move into the Midlands and even further to the East Midlands, people are quite humble. They're quite modest. They're quite apologetic. And yes, we've been guilty of that in terms of awards. We don't shout about what we do. We do shout about what our clients do. And I guess historically we've basked in the reflective glory of our clients' success. But I guess now's the time that we should be shouting about what we do and how good we, and I do mean we, we're a team,
yes,
how good we are.
Definitely. So where are we at the moment? We've got the NatWest Great British Entrepreneur.
Yep, the fingers are firmly crossed. The shoes have been polished.
Stay there, mister.
Absolutely. The black tie gear's all ready to rock and roll again. We've got that coming up in 3 weeks.
Yes.
The regional finals over at Birmingham at the cricket club.
And your buddy Paula's over there as well.
And our buddy Paula is over there, and another client of ours, Ian from Vision Drive.
Yes.
So we've got 3 of our little network shortlisted and finalists.
Brilliant.
Which we're very excited about. We're a little nervous about, but yeah, what the hell? Let's rock and roll. Let's blitz it.
Have fun with it. It's like you were saying with Paula and her co-director Rachel, when you said about going on to Dragon's Den. I think a lot of people think, go on to Dragon's Den and we're going to win the money from the Dragon's Den. And it was interesting what you were saying. It's not about investment, it's about the publicity that it brings that then gives you the investment off screen or on screen. And I say the same thing to clients. Totally. And people think I'm barking mad. I don't care whether you win or not. It's what you do with the nomination, being a finalist, working the room, meeting the judges' events, networking events with your peers, all brings in opportunity. And then for me, the cherry on the icing on the cake is the win. I almost don't care about that bit, which sounds really, really odd, but it's about the opportunities that award sequence gives you. Very similar to what you were saying about Paula and Rach going on Dragon's Den. Yeah,
totally. And I think it was that analogy that kind of triggered the yes, let's start going for awards. It was like the light bulb moment. We've had 2 clients now through Dragon's Den. They've both been featured artists, and if you know the Dragon's Den process, there's quite a lot that ends up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, no guarantees.
But we've had 2 that we've worked with over the years that have become the featured acts that appear on the TV show, not the last clippings at the end when the credits are rolling, but one of the featured acts, and both of them have used that as the springboard to significant growth. Either growth in sales, because they got massive brand awareness out of it, or growth in terms of being able to find investors and partners and suppliers and distributors. And
I can't help but think, when you're in that room with the Great British Entrepreneurs, other finalists, you're going to work that room.
Oh, totally. Give me a glass of Prosecco and an audience, and I'll be working the room. I'll be walking around the room, and I'll be trying to build as many contacts as I can, because that's what we're in it for.
Absolutely.
But we're not in it in a greedy sense. We're in it because that's what we love doing.
Yeah.
there'll be plenty of other beauty boulevards in that room that we can help, that we can work with.
Talking, networking, building relationships, having fun. I mean, we've got a couple of live events coming up. Our very modest headline is the most fun you can have, whilst doubling your turnover, because it should be fun. I think, yes, business, of course, it's serious, but it's also, if we can't have fun, what the heck are we doing this for? And to be able to double your turnover, or grow your sales, or increase your retention of staff, whatever it is that is your reason for entering awards, it can be fun. It should be fun. Getting togged up and going out and having, cab there, cab back, couple of glasses, talking to your buddies, having a giggle.
Couple?
Bottles. In Russell's case. Gallons.
True.
And still doing business, building business. Heck, what is wrong with that?
Well, I'm very similar to you in that sense. I reckon we spend 15, 16, 17 hours a day either at work or thinking about work or doing work. If you can't let your hair down and have that little pressure release and that opportunity to, celebrate, have fun, enjoy, then that 15, 16, 17 hour working day becomes a real bind. And you've got to get that balance right.
You absolutely have. Stay tuned, folks, because you're going to hear more about this guy, Russell, and his company, Greenborough. They have been a one to watch for 15 years. You're certainly going places. And I think as the economy goes through, whatever the economy is going to be going through, people and businesses who are ambitious, they're not going to be slowing down. They're going to be looking for routes to investment, routes to finance. And it's people like Russell with that, been there, seen it, got the T-shirt several times, opportunities that you can link those right people with the right opportunities. And you do, I hear, a very mean prez on crowdfunding as well.
We've done a few bits. We've helped a few clients on crowdfunding, yeah.
International speaker, Turin, wasn't it, the last one?
Yeah, Turin, Antwerp.
Lincoln,
very international. And somewhere in Poland that I can't remember.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we've been around a bit.
You're getting stamps on the old passport, are you, son?
I have to get postcards for the office.
And the vodka. Or the
no, I never bring that. No, chocolates. I have the vodka.
It's me.
Totally. Yep.
Which brings us on to our 3 quick fire questions. Very serious.
Go on then. I'll put my serious face on.
Well, you're going to be at an awards ceremony in 3 weeks' time. You're sitting at the table, and the MC on the stage says, and the winner is Russell Copley from Greenborough Management. High five or bear hug, my friend?
High five.
High five. It's a popular one today. You go up onto the stage, yourself or the team?
At this particular awards ceremony, it'll probably be myself. Funnily enough, we were talking about it yesterday at the Lincolnshire Awards, which we've just been to. I think we're going to have a table next year, and if we get shortlisted and we become a finalist, it'll be the whole team.
Oh, excellent. Horses for courses.
Yeah.
You're on the stage, I'm at the bar. Russell, what are you drinking? Champagne or Prosecco?
Champagne.
Oh, thank God. You got me worried earlier because you mentioned the P word. You mentioned Prosecco.
I did, but frankly, if you're going to do it properly.
Yeah, if I'm buying, it's like, no,
Yeah,
we'll upgrade.
You did mention you were at the bar.
Damn it. Right, my friend. Champagne it is.
Deal.
I can't wait.
I'll high five that one.
I can't wait to have the drunken Russell squealy girl conversation.
Have I got to let my hair down? Have I got to relax, let this veneer of seriousness down?
Who are you and where's Russell gone?
Absolutely.
We're going to flash up Russell's details, how you can get in touch with him. If you are an ambitious business that is looking to grow, if you have any questions around funding, investment, how to present yourself, how to be coached, or you need coaching in order to nail that investment, let's not be British about it. Let's go out there and rock the world, friends. Then this is your dude. This is Russell Copley from Greenborough Management on the sofa of success. Probably bought it, owns it, probably has copywritten it by now. But my bum's sitting on it, so that's it's staying here. It's staying here. So who will we have next week? Friends, well, the only way to find out is to tune in. Until then, from me and Russell Copley, soon to be multi-award winner, I can feel it. Champagne.
High five.
I'm going to bear hug you. When you win,
Oh, no.
I know, I could feel the angst, or I'm so going to bear hug him. And then it's going to feel like this.
Awkward moment.
I don't care, I'm
No,
going.
me neither. Go for it.
And then I'll apologise to your wife. We'll see you next week on The Sofa of Success. This is Rach from the Awards People checking out, friends.